Hello friends, myself Dr. Sunita Milen Khedkar, Associate Professor in the Department of Anesthesia, BJ Medical College. In previous session, we saw the mucormycosis types and its manifestation. In this session, we will see how will you diagnose and the treatment of the mucormycosis. For the diagnosis, the tissue biopsy is very essential. The tissue biopsy can be taken with the functional endoscopic surgery. This biopsy may be taken from the oral cavity from the deeper portion of the extracted tooth socket, or we can take biopsy by CT guided, or you can take from the bronchoscopy. This tissue biopsy, then we can go for the microscopic examination. Under direct microscopy with KOS staining or black Kofer stain or Kalkofer white stain we use for this staining. The fungus will see as a hyphae of a variety of width, non-septy and irregular ribbon-like wide-angle bifurcation. The other stains also can be used: periodic acid stiff and Grococot, Gomori, methenamine silver staining. Then we can also go for the culture, but it will take the time for the diagnosis. The culture can take 3 to 7 days for the diagnosis. It will grow on the cybaroid agar and potato dextrose agar incubated for at 30 to 37 degrees Celsius, and it will look like a cottony white and greyish black colony. Histopathologically, we can also diagnose the invasion of the disease. Also, we can diagnose with the molecular basis test like PCR. Then, most important diagnostic investigation is the radiological investigation. In X-ray, usually we can diagnose with the finding of consolidation, isolated masses, cavitation, wedge shape infarcts and lobar collapse. CT is most diagnostic investigation. CT lung will show a reverse halo sign. That means focal area of ground glass opacity surrounded by a ring of consolidation. MRI PNS, orbit, brain will give the extent of the lesion. We can also go for the blood investigations like CBC, blood glucose level, renal function test, electrolytes like potassium and sodium, then liver function test, and ECG is also important. Now, how will you manage this patient? What is important in the treatment of mucormycosis? First and foremost is the early diagnosis is very important. Then strict control of the BSL and control of diabetic ketoacidosis. BSL level should be maintained around 110 to 180 millimeter of DCL, and also rational use of steroids. Then evaluation by the ENT ophthalmologic surgeons on the day of admission, between day 3 to 7 days, and on discharge in high risk groups. Early administration of active antifungal agents. Complete removal of dead necrotic tissue, which can increase the penetration of the antifungal drugs. The surgical treatment with the clean margins, and histopathological and micrological investigations. Immediate starting of treatment, and it needs the multidisciplinary approach. It involves the medicine, ENT, surgeon, ophthalmic surgeon, neurosurgeons, maxillofacial surgeons, plastic surgeon, anesthesiologist, and also skin expert. Medical treatment will start with the amphotericin B. There are different formulations of amphotericin B, that are amphotericin B lipid complex, liposomal amphotericin B colloid dispersion, then conventional amphotericin B. During administration of liposomal amphotericin B, strict daily monitoring of renal function test, liver function test, serum electrolyte, most commonly the potassium, mainly potassium levels, and ECG is required. The induction dose of liposomal amphotericin B is 5 to 10 mg per kg per day for 2 weeks. Then dual therapy can be started with the liposomal amphotericin B and oral posaconazole. The oral posaconazole can be given 300 mg BD on the day 1 followed by 300 mg OD for the next 2 weeks, followed by oral posaconazole 300 mg twice a day for 2 to 4 weeks till clinical resolution and radiological stabilization. After 2 to 3 weeks of amphotericin B therapy, consolidation therapy with the posaconazole or isavuconazole for 3 to 6 months should be continued. If patient had a renal compromise, then you can give isavuconazole or you can give posaconazole. Then patient who underwent organ transplant or stem cell transplant, you can give liposomal amphotericin B or you can give lipid complex, that is in the dose of 10 mg per kg from day 1, or isavuconazole 200 mg twice a day on first 2 days followed by 200 mg once a day, or posaconazole 300 mg twice a day for 1 day followed by 300 mg once a day. Then if patient had a brain involvement, you have to increase the dose of liposomal amphotericin B. It will be 10 mg per kg IV. Then not only medical treatment is important, surgical treatment is also very important. In surgical treatment, if there is involvement of sinonasal manifestation or paranasal sinuses, we have to go for the functional endoscopic sinus surgery. Then if there is bulbar involvement or ophthalmic involvement, then we can go for the transcutaneous retrobulbar injection of amphotericin B 1 ml of 3.5 mg per ml. Resection of infected parts of the lung in mucormycosis if it is infected. If mucormycosis extends to the brain, then there is requirement of burr surgery or abscess drainage or excision or debridement of the affected part. They may need the maxillectomy or orbital excision if there is extensive spread to the eye. Afterward, they may require the plastic surgery also because of disfigurement of the face. Recurrence should be closely monitored. Recurrent surgery may require. The duration of the treatment is highly individualized. Early surgical treatment, debridement, plus antifungal therapy plus control of underlying risk factors if possible is recommended. So, to avoid this mucormycosis infection, you have to give advice to the patient while discharge. Avoid visiting dusty area, maintain personal hygiene, early consultation to the doctor if any signs symptoms occurs, strict control and monitoring of the blood sugar levels. Educate the patient about signs and symptoms of mainly rhinocerebral mucormycosis. The abnormal black discharge or crust or blood from the nose, nasal blockage, headache or eye pain, swelling around the eyes, double vision, redness of eye, loss of vision, difficulty in closing the eyes, inability to open the eyes, prominent eye, then facial numbness, tingling sensation, loose teeth, difficulty in chewing or opening the mouth. So, prevention is better than the cure. So, rhinocerebral mucormycosis is the most common type of mucormycosis, and it is most aggressive. It spread rapidly. So, calculated doses of use of steroid is very important. Strict control of BSL in diabetic patient and control of diabetic ketoacidosis. Proper hygiene of the patient should be taught mainly, and also cleanliness of the oxygen therapy units can prevent this dreadful infection of the mucormycosis. Early radical surgical debridement, antifungal therapy and correction of underlying metabolic or impaired immunological status is the mainstay of the treatment. Thank you.